Welcome to Let's Talk Nonprofit with your girl, Brittany Johnson. I am your host for today. And today we have a great show going. I have some news for you guys, some service highlights, and we have a guest speaker. And right now we're just going to hop right on into the news. So today we are talking about crypto. Meet donor advised funds. It's a new way of giving. So Mr. Robbie Hager, he founder of Endowment, he founded a way for donors to give cryptocurrencies so that they're able to give to nonprofit organizations. So, and how this works, he said donors pay a one-time fee of DAF contract address onto the blockchain for like $15. And each name is unique and they have their own unique identity. And from there, donors contribute cryptocurrencies to their digital wallet. And then they're able to immediately sell the cryptocurrencies and transfer them to US dollar amount. And the donors will only have to pay a 0.5% for each currency that they exchange. And I think that's very interesting because, you know, we're big in the cryptocurrency area right now, and you know, Bitcoin coming about, and people are able to purchase things and, you know, receive cryptocurrencies. So I think this would be a great way for us as nonprofits to tap into this market as a way for, you know, overseas donors or anybody local that want to, you know, transfer some of their stock or, you know, currencies that they have into in the form of donation. So I think that's really good. Tell me your thoughts. I would like to hear from you guys as to what y'all think about that as well. And then other news we have about feminism and philanthropy. So we want to embrace feminism, you know, so because it can change philanthropy and create a more equitable world for us women that are in the nonprofit sector. And I know quite a few nonprofit owners that are female ran, and we want to be, you know, on the same platform as the more male dominant nonprofits, because only 1.6% of the charitable giving goes to nonprofit organizations dedicated to women and girls, and while the other 98.4 goes to male dominant or male led organizations. Now we want to see a great balance with that, because I know for me, we need as much donations as other organizations, and we're doing great work out in the world. So why not, you know, it be an even exchange and we show more support towards women-led organizations? Because, you know, just like Miss Scott, the former Gates, she just gave $2 billion to women-led nonprofit organizations. That is major. So we can get more people to rally behind her and follow her lead in philanthropy work and donate to women-led organizations. We would definitely have a better leg to stand on, as opposed to those that are, you know, fund or nonprofit organizations that are led by men. So what are y'all thoughts? I like this. So we're moving in the right direction. So we know we need to be more inclusive. So, you know, how about that? Now, y'all like Girl Scout cookies? I know I like Girl Scout cookies, but
I do.
I know, right? But here's the thing, girl. They have 15 million boxes left of Girl Scout cookies, unsold Girl Scout cookies, because sales were not where they used to be. And I'm just like, I know I need my box of cookies. I done bought 4 boxes last year, so they definitely got some money out of me. But they were trying to go in a different route with, you know, with going through Grubhub and more delivery, I guess some type of delivery services. But because of the pandemic, they did not turn out in the way that it was supposed to, right? So now they're looking for people to buy more palm oil supplier and palm oil. So there's some troop members are boycotting the sales because of palm oil, and that goes into the cookies. A spokesperson said national organizations is working with nonprofit watchdogs to monitor palm oil suppliers. Now, I don't know, we're gonna have to talk more about palm oil or learn more about it, but I need my Dositos, I need my truffles, I need my s'mores, because these cookies are the bomb. And so they're also too, if you know, they're a nonprofit as well. So they'll be good, to support in the long run. So please go buy your Girl Scout cookies and eat away and be merry. All right. So now we're going to transition to service highlights. I would like to highlight a particular nonprofit organization. It's a female-led organization. I definitely want to point that out. It's called Purple Heart Foundation Incorporated. They are a nonprofit organization led by Miss Karen William Brown. She's an executive director and co-founder. And this organization was founded in love and memory of her late mother, Miss Carolyn B. Williams, who has dedicated her life to services and helping anybody in need. And so what they have done, which is very unique, and I've seen this done, and I've seen her work that she's done, is in 2019, she incorporated blessing boxes, where they're set up little boxes, look like, little houses, and where people go in and donate, and she'll restock them, and people are able to go and take from them as well, because she has at least, I would say about 7 blessing boxes in different locations in Seaboard, North Carolina, and especially, and more specifically, Northampton. And you can reach her if you go to her website at www.purpleangelfoundation.com. You can follow her on IG at Purple Angel Foundation as well. And please reach out, support, donate, whatever you can to help this organization as they strive to continue to bless those that are in need and help bring awareness to bladder cancer. And now we're about to transition into our guest speaker. We have a guest speaker in the house, y'all. She is so dynamic. I met this young lady through the producer, and when he was telling me about her, I was like, okay, I definitely have to get her on the show. She goes by the name of Miss JaNae Cooper, who is resilient. She's an author, a founder, and a leader. She is 20 years old and a native of Atlanta, Georgia. She is a self-proclaimed leader, a non-traditional young woman wearing many hats, but the hat most important is the one she calls sister. And she started a nonprofit organization called S.O.S. Youth Mentoring Program Incorporated, and the acronyms are SOSYMP. She founded herself with a vision at the age of 16 years old and started mentoring young ladies at the age from 11 to 18. You guys, please give a warm welcome to Miss JaNae Cooper.
Did an incredible introduction of myself, so therefore all I have to say to you guys is hello.
Thank you. Welcome to the show, Miss JaNae. I know I did a brief introduction, but I know you have more to say, so can you just tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so a little information about me is, again, I'm 20 years old. I am an author. I wrote a book called The Struggles of Being a Teenager. I have a nonprofit organization, S.O.S. Youth Mentoring Program.
Yes.
And my goal with my organization is to empower teen girls to be their best versions. Because due to me being a young teen, all I basically want to be is a mentor. Because during that time, all I was seeking was a mentor.
Right.
And I found a mentor through my mom, but I noticed a lot of people do not have a lot of mentors, or they don't have that guidance they need. So
right.
I basically just be a mentor and just empower them to be who they are.
Okay, and that's good. So if you can just talk a little bit more about your nonprofit organization, what does it do, and who do you help, who do you want to inspire?
Okay, so a little more information about my organization is, with my nonprofit organization, what I do is we have topics on our meetings. And with different sets of topics, we have activities, we have breakout sections. For an example, we have topics about peer pressure, fitting in, fake friends, and much more. And basically, the organization, it's more like a support group for girls, for them to speak and just to speak about real topics we're facing as young teen girls. And for an example, if you're dealing with fake friends, we'll have someone to come out and speak and, address the issues of how you should not allow those friends to dictate who you are or
Right.
bring around positive people to basically inspire you to be a better self, not someone who's going to encourage you to not be your truth,
Right.
And we'll have speakers, we'll have activities on how we can interact with the fake friends or how to identify fake friends and much more.
Come on, talk about the fake friends.
Oh, yes. I'm not going to lie. Even though I experienced what I experienced as a young teen, I'm learning every single day. So I really had to discover the topic of fake friends. I'm going to say around 18. So when I turned around 18, I thought that this friend was my real friend, and I had to learn more on how she wasn't. Like she showed certain signs that she wasn't a loyal friend. So that I had to learn how, and this is why I'm empowering young girls as well and teens in general, that they show signs. They show the signs that they're not loyal. They show signs as if they don't. I could say, let's say they tolerate you, but they don't
appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Right. So, okay. I definitely get it. I understand. I definitely understand that.
So so my whole goal with the organization again is to empower them to be their best versions, and also just basically have them talk out a lot of things that they feel as if they're alone in, and let them know that they're not alone. They can speak to me. They can speak to any other mentors I have, and
that's good. That's good. So, I see that you have talked a little bit about the correlation between your nonprofit and your passion. So, can you expound more on that? And what makes someone a good mentor?
To be honest with you, that question relates to my story. So, it became my passion because I was going through a dark time, and my way of escaping how I felt at the moment was to do something positive, to do something outside of the box.
Right.
I started organization when I started at the age of 16. So at the age of 15, I was going through depression. I felt suicidal, and I was going through being homeschooled, learning how to identify myself.
Right.
Not trying to allow other people's thoughts affect mine. So being homeschooled, you feel as if you're not normal.
Well, yeah.
They make you feel as if like you're an alien from a different planet. Like every time I would speak to somebody, they'll make me feel so uncomfortable as if I'm just too different. And not only was I struggling with that, I was struggling with basically trying to identify who I am, identify my identity. Being a young teen, we're in a process of trying to basically figure out who we are before we become an adult. And I was going through that process, and I was just, dealing with fake friends as well. I was dealing with them, but it was a different instinct when I turned 18. But I was dealing with fake friends. I was identifying who are my true friends, who are loyal to me.
Right. So how would you identify can you just give me like 3 main things that stood out to you when you were identifying who were your friends and who wasn't your friends? Like what characteristics would you say stood out to you or signs stood out to you?
That is a great question. So the characteristics I saw was definitely when, you will speak about one of your accomplishments or things you're proud of and they criticize you. Right?
Yeah.
They'll quick remark like, oh, you sure you want to do that? Or, oh, okay. But they're looking at, and another thing was when I, again, like when I spoke about my accomplishments, another thing was, give me a second, because I noticed that definitely.
Didn't support you?
Supporting me, that's another one. That's very important.
Okay.
Are you sharing my posts? Are you telling more to mouth about what I'm doing?
Right. Right.
Is this just something you can just go to and go, okay, or you just like, oh, I know it supports you, but not showing support. And I'm not saying it has to come all the time because that's totally understandable. But you can show support by liking my posts, by commenting, by sharing, letting people know about the positive things I'm doing, and I know when you're doing something positive, you're going to attract people like that. But
Right.
at the same time, it helped me grow to become more of myself because it started to let me identify certain characteristics of other people. So if I encounter someone who's similar to that person, I will know next, okay, that's not the person. That's not a true friend. Okay.
Right. Right. That's not a person you want to be associated with at this time.
Yeah.
Got you.
Not at this time.
Right.
I'm trying to go levels and levels, and I want to attract people that's in the same wave frequency as mine.
Exactly. Exactly. You got to be aligned. You got to be aligned. And so speaking of aligned, I see you have a book called The Struggles of a Teenager. I'm so proud of you for even being so young and publishing your first book. Like, this is awesome. Like, can you just tell us about your book?
Okay. A little more information about my book. Okay. So, The Struggles of a Teenager, I wrote at the age of 16 because, again, I was going through depression. Right. And another way for me escaping what I was going through was me writing. So, I just basically wrote how I felt. And during that time, I wrote a little more information about what I was dealing with in my book, but then at the same time, I was like, you know what? I'm going through something, but let me help others.
Right.
So that's myself at the same time. So I'm like, okay, I'm learning, but at the same time, I was growing and I was progressing. Like I was, watching motivating videos every day, encouraging myself, So I was just writing advice. Like, okay, if you deal with this, you deal with peer pressure. Don't let this be yourself, accept who you are. Don't allow other people's pressure on you make you feel as if you're not enough if you don't follow the same trend. I was just writing how I felt, and that was more like a therapy book. And so more information about my book is I go in details about peer pressure, fitting in, learning more information about loving yourself, celebrity friends, depression suicide, social media, and much more. So my whole goal again is to inspire people going through dark moments, just like myself, and I just basically want to help them and just be a positive example of going through a dark moment and leveling up to a positive. You can turn your dark moments to positive.
And that's good because those are all key things that we need to know in as takeaways and how to get out of those dark moments, because a lot of people go through dark moments and dark times, and it's sometimes they don't know how to, come up out of that. And that's pretty much similar to something that I've been through. And I was able to share, and I use my voice in a different way, but you use yours as journaling. And that is a good tool to help, cope with some of the things you're going with, because you need an outlet, you need a voice, you need something that can help you go through what you're going through. So I definitely commend you on that. And, you guys, please go out and purchase a book. It's on Amazon, correct?
Oh, yes. You can go on Amazon. Search up The Struggles of a Teenager. Make sure you search up my name so it's come up top. The Struggles of a Teenager, JaNae Cooper, JaNae Cooper. Gotcha. You'll see me. You will.
Okay.
And if not, purchase through me. And I'll give you purchase through me, and I can personally send it to you. And personally send it to you. You can DM me on my Instagram or my Facebook. My Instagram will be S.O.S. _mentoring_group. My Facebook will be S.O.S. Space Youth Program.
Okay, and let me ask you one more question. What advice would you give to someone that wants to start a nonprofit or become an author?
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so what advice I'll give to someone who wants to start a nonprofit and become an author? The advice I'm going to give someone, if you're interested in starting a nonprofit, first, the number one thing you have to understand is you need to figure out what's your purpose of the nonprofit.
Right.
What's your goal? What is your audience? Who do you want to inspire?
Right.
What's your plans with the nonprofit? How can you help people? And another thing, that's pretty much my advice on a nonprofit. If you're an author, my way of the advice I'm going to give people who want to be an author is just write down how you feel. Whatever idea you have, go for it. Just do it. Okay? Don't doubt yourself. Just get it through. Because in the process of me writing, I even told myself, I was like, should I make this? But you know what I did? did, and I don't regret it.
That is
No
wonderful.
thing.
That is good stuff. You gave some really great tips. I thank you so much, and you already provided us with your social media. Just give it to them for us one more time.
I got you. So my Instagram would be S.O.S. underscore mentoring underscore group. My Facebook would be S.O.S. Space Youth Program.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss JaNae. Thank you so much, Ms. JaNae, for your time. We greatly appreciate it. And we're going to, everybody, please copy your book, The Struggles of a Teenager, and check her out on Facebook and Instagram. And we'll love to hear from you soon. So don't be a stranger, Ms. JaNae.
Oh, I won't be. We're going to keep in touch, definitely.
All right, thank you. So now we're going to get to another service highlight for you guys. Miss JaNae was just awesome. I just thank her so much for even coming on the show today. So next highlight we want to do is on Agape Life Prevention Center. She is another female-led organization. The founder is Miss Tiara, Bracey, and the website is www.agapelifepreventioncenter.org, and email is the same at gmail.com. Miss Bracey said that her intention changed with how abused and neglected children are overlooked and over-supported in our educational system, and that is true. And so she set out to provide love, motivation, activities, incentives, field trips, luncheons, and free grooming services to children that are underserved. And she found out that she is the first organization to address the social and emotional challenges of abused and neglected children. She can be, once again, her website is www.agapelifepreventioncenter.org. Her email address is agapelifepreventioncenter@gmail.com, and you can contact her by phone at 678-437-7350. That's our highlights for today. Now we'll have a motivational moment by Miss Joanne Dean.
Greetings and blessings to you. Today's inspiration comes from Philippians 4:13, and it reads, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. I encourage you that no matter what you're going through, not to throw away your confidence. It has a great reward. I believe that you have the courage to press through and come out on the other side victorious, because that's who we are. We are a victorious people. Until next time, continue to walk by faith, and remember, it all begins with you. Take care.
I want to thank you all so much for joining us today. That is our show at Let's Talk Nonprofit. Please follow our show, Let's Talk Nonprofit, at ATL on IG and Facebook. We are going to be on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. So please follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you don't mind, please follow your girl. I am Brittany J on IG, and I am Brittany Johnson on Facebook. Y'all have a great one. Talk about it.